Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the vault. Trust Christian, own nothing, control everything. Just want to thank you for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listens in the replay. You are tuned into the vault podcast. Trust Christian, own nothing, control everything. Definitely want to thank you for tuning in live or listening to replay. Definitely excited about this particular episode. This episode is Trust and Equity, episode 776. So, really excited about this episode. It's a very easy conversation, but you know, if you've never listened to Trust Christian, this is going to be a rant and rave. That's what we're going to call it. This is a rant and rave. You got people that enroll into our Trustee Training program, and then you got a trustee that wants to ask the question, Trust Christian in the vault, do you deal in equity? Okay. So we're going to have a conversation about that today, because this is one of those, it can get deep for some people. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to people saying, oh, is the trust in equity? Are you dealing in equity, Trust Christian? Yes. Not because you want to, but because in trusteeship holds assets. Sometimes hard, tangible assets. And in turn, we're dealing in equity. Physical property. So this trustee really wanted to throw out there, Trust Christian, the money supply. They're playing with the money supply. We're playing with the money supply. Okay. Supposedly people are playing with the money supply. Okay. Someone's supposedly playing with the money supply. Okay. So if someone's playing with the money supply, because this is this is real talk. This is what the conversation came out to be. Oh, Trust Christian of all. Are you dealing in equity? Are you getting paid in the right type of currency? Did you know that the dollar is worth only 3 pennies? What are you smoking? Let's stop you there. What are you smoking? Oh, Trust Christian, the dollar's only worth 3 pennies. What's 3 pennies worth? Weren't they supposed to be discontinuing that in the United States? What are we talking about here? Oh, Trust Christian of all, there's a debasement of the currency. Right. Is a debasement of the currency. Okay, we're in modern times. Most modern countries use modern money mechanics. We're literally going to think about doing an episode on debt, good debt and bad debt, or business debt, quote unquote, and then non-business debt, personal debt. So we didn't get to that episode yet. But when we talk about equity, we're not talking about debt. We're talking about hard, tangible, something that can get assayed, something that can get weighed. Y'all want to talk about it? Oh, Trust Christian, are you dealing in equity? Are you dealing in equity? Is trust in equity? Are you dealing in equity? So you have hard, tangible assets. Gold, silver, precious metals, precious, diamonds, pearls. Is that not what we're talking about? Oh yeah, Trust Christian, that's what we talking about. We talking about that. You gotta have you. Are you focused on that? We're sitting there talking to the trustee, holding it in our hand. Do you have it holding it in your hand? Do you have it that close to you? Do you have a little bit of the wealth, a little bit of the asset that close to you to remind you of something? Do you have things that remind you of the wealth that you are protecting, the size of it? Oh, Trust Christian, I was thinking about this and thinking about that, and everybody's thinking about something. But definitely, the trustee said, hey, Trust Christian, are you getting paid in those things, the gold and the silver? Sitting there looking at the trustees like, We tell trustees, of course, if they want to make a contribution that way, they can. Oh, trust Christian. How deep do you know it to be? We know it to be the 100%. But do you? It's interesting to see how many people think they're the smartest one in the room, especially in our sector, when they're not in the rooms that we're in. And we would like to say it's about the rooms, not about the individual. So when we talk about equity, people are going to equate equity even to hard tangible assets. When think about it, something that would be just as what you would call intangible asset would be a relationship. An intangible relationship is an intangible asset. But oh no, trust Christian, you gotta do this and do that. No, it ain't no do this and do that. It's where are we at nowadays? Are we collaborating? Are you outside collaborating? Are you leaning into the local community, local into the asset base that's locale or even nationally? Are you building relationships nationally? Once again, going back to the intangible the intangible asset is the relationships. And we're here again. Oh, trust Christian, the tangible assets. So, of course, the trustee thinks they're making a point. Oh, trust Christian, there's a debasement of the currency. Oh, are you building the right equity? Yes, you're building the right equity. Are you? Do you get paid in gold and silver? Did you just participate in the wealth transfer or what? 100%? Yo, trust Christian, don't say it like that. How is it not? 12 months ago, silver was at less than $50. Now it's at $50. What are you talking about? For a whole year. What are you talking about? And then we're gonna do gold, but we're gonna do silver first because people say, "Oh, trust Christian." I never participated in 100% asset-based growth in 1 year. I didn't participate in 100% growth. I'm doing the rinky-dinky, stinking real estate. You're doing rinky-dinky. What y'all want to talk about trading? Y'all want to talk about trading too? Oh yeah, trust Christian. I'm trading. I'm such a great trader. Did you get 100% in your portfolio? So that means you made back your money and then you made a whole nother 100% of that. Not 80% of it, 100% of that. Oh, trust Christian, I did do, or even 50% of it. I mean, what would be considered half of it? Most people wouldn't say they have. We're just gonna go ahead and do this, put this up for the people, because, oh, trust Christian, I want to know how to do this and do that. Okay, a year ago, it was below $30. Let's continue. Last July, around the same time this year, it was at 30. What is this? $35. Okay, $35. So you think about it, that it went to 100 this year. It went to 120. Some people cashed out. Came back down to around 70 range. It's at 50. Okay, great. Some people could say they missed the run. How did you miss the run when it hasn't went back down to 35? And 2 years ago, we were all sitting at the same number, which was, what, 2 years ago, we were sitting at less than 25 for pretty much 2020 it went to 30. Yeah, so within past 5 years, it hasn't been at these levels since 2012 or 13. Hasn't been past these levels since 2012 or 13. So, and we're in the marketplace. Some people say, "Oh, George Christian, how does this deal with the debasement of the currency? I need to know how it deals with the debasement of the currency." Okay. So gold's not going back to zero. Neither is silver. That's how you preserve your wealth. Of course, the public market is not to be told. Why would you acquire gold or silver? Then you would be a part of the elite. The elite, it is what it is. They ain't going. They don't care. Why? Because at the end of the day, until the public shows a threat, they gonna keep buying gold and silver. It's just something that is a part of the nature of being what you call wealthy. It's just the reality. You have to hold assets. These are the sneaky assets that if you have the asset, you're in a great place. You think about it. How are you able to hold assets and be inconspicuous? So, of course, a lot of wealthy people would like to say they hold it in very specific places, maybe even at a financial institution. But nevertheless, we're gonna go ahead tell y'all what gold was doing five in the past 2 years. Wow, gold has never reached this level right now. Now it's like a moron. What's a moron, Trust Christian? They think they're the smartest person in the room. First of all, if an asset, this is like Bitcoin. This is the funny part. It's like Bitcoin, but it could. Hey, if somebody said this is how Bitcoin moves, or this is how Bitcoin's going to move, or has moved like this, once again, you could see a rebound, quality retracements, like where you could get back in at great pricing. So then you could see a Bitcoin being truly for wealthy people, people that have the capital, that throw, specific large quantities. If you have the ability to get in at that basement, but in this particular case, when we talk about gold, once again, it's not going back to zero. So it takes $1, and it takes $4,000 in fiat to get one of those 1 ounce of gold right now. So it ain't never been past these numbers. It's never been past $3,000. Oh, Trust Christian, for real? Yup. It's never been past $3,000. Okay. And for since it's been around, it's never went around. It's never went above $2,000 fiat ever before 2024. That's a few years ago. 2024. Oh, Trust Christian. You know, man, that's foils $2,000. Then you talk about now it's $4,000. I'm trying to preserve my paper, but how am I preserve my paper with real money when it costs so much? So when you look on the back of the gold and the silver, or look on the front, it tells you how much dollars it's worth. It's either $50 or $1. But it tells you that. It tells you that. Oh wow, Trust Christian, you try to tell me if they ever were to switch the money system, because you will be hanging out with the elite, and I know they gonna pull a little fake me out, and they gonna switch back to gold one day, and all the regular people they not gonna have gold, they only gonna hold paper. Okay. Oh, Trust Christian, what you saying, man? I gotta pay for this gold and this silver stuff, man. So you telling me before 2024 I could have spent, because that's what they be thinking. Most people thinking they spending. I'm spending money to get it. I'ma spend $2,000 to get this $50 asset. Right. Then it goes to $4,000, $5,000 this year. Trust Christian, but I'm looking at it now. You telling me it's $4,000, or it's costing that something like that? I need to eat right now. How am I gonna get the money? Right. once again, the trustee asks, how you trust in that? How you doing trust in equity? Trust Christian, how many of us is really out here using gold and silver to trade? We not doing that, right? Right. So some people would say, "Oh, I trust Christian, man. I don't really be knowing about no money and stuff like that. You talking about the money." It's like, okay, well, yeah, sure. But then somebody will say, but they won't say that they're acquiring real money. They'll just say that they're collecting fiat notes and doing fiat discharges for Federal Reserve obligations. Right. But they want to sit here and say, "Oh, trust Christian, I need some money." Exactly. Some won't say they need money. Some people try to act like, "Oh, I'm the creditor, trust Christian. I'm the creditor. You the creditor." So if you the creditor, then that means you know how to create what most people would used to be able to call bills of exchange. Right. But once again, we even were talking to some people the other day. Why would you not have securities people around you? Oh no, trust Christian. Right. Oh no, trust Christian. That's all it is. Oh no. It isn't a, oh yeah, I got this. Right. You should be able to have, what we're talking about in our sector. Whether it's the relationships, the equity, what are you not thinking about hard equity for? Why would you not be thinking about gold and silver, even other precious metals right now? And then once again, other assets. See, this is the mark of a great trustee. When a great trustee can look at the market and say, okay, where has the market shifted? Clearly, we've seen a market increase, particularly in the precious metals that the family was supposed to be holding in the first place, as the family hard assets, the mobile ones, not the property or the hard property sometimes, because those are fixed assets. Sometimes you do want mobile assets. That's the best part about what we're talking about. See, we could sit here and talk about it on a deep level and talk about it as it being a mobile asset that can cross borders and actually be in different jurisdictions and be very inconspicuous at a private level. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm going into another country. I'm holding hard tangible. Right. Think about it. You go through customs, they gonna check the paper. You holding hard tangible assets. Oh yeah, we still gonna weigh it in, but how are they weighing it in? Are they weighing it in their money? Are they weighing it in trust money? Or are they weighing it in United States money? See, people want to talk about it. Oh, trust Christian, this the equity. What do you mean the equity? The paper's the equity for the states. But what's the cross-border equity that you can actually use? Cross-border equity. Oh, trust Christian, I wasn't thinking about that. Exactly. What's your cross-border equity? I'm gonna take Federal Reserve notes. Is that what you want to take? You want to take paper? You taking fiat? You taking fiat into another jurisdiction? Why do you think crypto is such a big thing? Because people understand, especially at the capital level that we're talking about, we're just gonna go in now. We can do cross-border transactions. Who do you think is pioneering that? Wealthy people. Oh, we want to pioneer private transactions internationally. We want to be able to move our wealth from one jurisdiction immediately. We don't want a government to be able to shut our wealth down. Why? So we're going to put all our wealth on the internet in a locked-in key code that it's only secure from one end to the other end. It's super secure. It's supposedly the government can't get into it, but somehow every time there's a situation, the government gets into it. But supposedly the government's never going to get into it. We just put it out there for the facts of the matter. There has not been one situation with the crypto where the government hasn't found, especially in the states, where they have not found out what the heck happened. So to sit here and say that these companies are actually private is a mind blower. But we understand it encryption. We understand the speed of the technology that they're using. But oh my gosh, such a gimmick and gag. That's why you don't even see it as what people consider it as this huge market. How could it be a huge market? Where are the companies at? Usually you have to have companies. They tried to create this exchange. It's very lopsided. It's not. We're gonna leave crypto alone today. We're gonna leave crypto alone. Is what we're gonna say. Talking about tangible assets, because you'll hear people say, "Oh yeah, you could take the assets on the crypto and put them onto a hard, actual tangible device." So it's literally taking your wealth off the internet. It's in no jurisdiction except for your hand. You know how powerful that is? Of course it's powerful. You think the government wants that? Oh man, Judge Christian, you serious? The government don't want that? Okay. Hey, I think the government involved in it if they ain't. They are. So, what's the benefit of it? What's the benefit of this thing when it's going to be regulated? It's got to be regulated. They're calling for regulation. They call for regulation. Think about that. For all the people that ain't involved yet, y'all already hear that the industry's calling for regulation. We've already talked about this on this podcast. We're not against regulation, but regulation incurs transparency. It's the public markets. You're trying to do cross-border transactions and stuff now, right? Right. So what are we talking about here? How many people get that though? Oh yeah, Trust Christian, wealthy people, they put it in place so they can do cross-border transactions because I'm not doing those right now. Right. You're not doing cross-border transactions, but that's very much so the case. So that's really what it is. So when we look past cross-border transactions, cross-border ones, what is the benefit of this? Oh, Trust Christian, I'm gonna be a part of the technological revolution. Okay. And so some people would say equity is once again tangible, hard, tangible. Once again, we'll make the argument for intangible, but it's still a tangible relationship, which is relationships with people. We always talk about the network. So, very much so, where are we going to go from, oh, there is a relationship, there is a hard, tangible, actual asset that are considered to be equitable assets inside of the family estate? Not the legal title, not the, oh, we're claiming these assets through paper, through title, things of that nature. No, actual equitable assets now. Equitable possessions. What is that? What are you going to say? Oh, I'm giving equity to the beneficiary because I gave him a certificate. So what? Does that mean they're getting a distribution? No. Does that mean that they have any control? No. Does that mean they may be using the asset? They may be benefiting from the property, but there's still property that they're benefiting from. There's still an asset that they're benefiting from. There's a hard, tangible asset, and we can say that is the equity that is being preserved, whether that's the preservation of the capital that's preserving that asset or that asset itself. Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening, replay. Always appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening, replay. Feel free to reach out, Christian at trustchristian.com. Once again, it's Christian at trustchristian.com. Peace and